Hello, Professor Gilbo. This is Mauricio or Tito, and I'm here about to deliver my persuasive speech for COMM 101. So here we go. So who here enjoys playing games? Now, it doesn't have to just be any kind of video game, but it can also be board games. It can also be trivia games and any other kind. Well, I know for certain that I do. And for me, playing games has always been a way for me to escape reality for but a moment. Escaping to somewhere fun is great, but games also bring people together. For example, according to K-State Research and Extension, which is a government subsidy based in Kansas, they claim that board games can gather families and friends together across generations to connect, compete, and have fun. So if something as simple as sitting down and rolling some dice or moving some chess pieces across a board can make us all feel a little bit closer to each other, then so can real-world empathetic issues. And as an avid video gamer, board game fanatic, and Dungeons and Dragons aficionado, and just an all-around nerd, I can most definitely say that games have surrounded my life since I was a kid. This was when I came across the famous internet web series known as Critical Role. I've been watching this internet channel for years now, and it eventually led me to find out that they have established a nonprofit organization that directly upholds the idea of community, passion, and love. All of the very things that come with playing any kind of game. So today I will be talking to you guys briefly about what Critical Role is and what their nonprofit organization stands for, and how you can help with their current fundraising campaigns. In particular, the issue that I would like to talk about with you today, and is also the Critical Roles Foundation. It's their current fundraising campaign, and it's about the Shanti Bhavan School in India and how their facilities aren't able to suffice their children. So with all that being said, let's talk about this issue. Again, Shanti Bhavan is a school in India that accepts every child with a minimum age of 4 years old, well below the poverty line. That is why they are in constant need for help with upkeeping their facilities. For instance, according to Shanti Bhavan's director of operations, the quote unquote campus is currently at maximum capacity. And in order to take in more children, we need to build a beautiful new girls' dorm. This dorm will be their home. This sort of issue that they face cannot be sustained by just themselves, as they use all their allocations and assets for the food, clothing, and education for these students. The main initiative for this school is stated as being the education, training, and guidance received by Shanti Bhavan helps them enter the white-collar professional workforce and break the cycle of poverty permanently. In return, each student is able to return to their families and uplift them out of poverty, impacting their communities. Now that you understand what the organization of Shanti Bhavan is about, let me explain to you how you can help. We can help this blossoming community by donating to the Critical Role Foundation. They have partnered with Shanti Bhavan, and they've created a fundraising goal of $160,000 and are using their amassed fan base to help achieve that goal. And the reason as to why the Critical Role Foundation has partnered with this Shanti Bhavan organization is because of their similar mission statement, which is, quote unquote, to leave the world better than we found it. Now, I know what you're thinking. What the heck does donating to a cause in India and do directly for me? How does it directly help me? Well, it won't directly help you or affect you per se, but it will feel good to help a cause that is more desperately in need than most of you right at this very moment. Also, if you're looking for another benefit by donating to the Critical Role Foundation, you are eligible for tax returns come the next fiscal year. So for example, according to the IRS, to be tax exempt under Section 501c3 of the Internal Revenue Code, an organization must be organized and operated exclusively for exempt purposes set forth in Section 501c3, and none of its earnings may inure to any profit shareholder or individual. Critical Role Foundation is just that. They are indeed a 501c3 nonprofit charity, which makes it tax deductible. And they even state that on their website. Okay, now what if you can't make any monetary donations at this moment? Well, let me ask you this. How many of you stop for coffee on the way to work or school? What about a weekly visit to, I don't know, McDonald's? I know I'm certainly guilty, and I could easily spare $1 or $2 throughout my week, as I'm sure most of you can too. It doesn't have to be much to donate, and it can really help someone in need, and it's just a one-time donation. So now that you have a little bit more that you know a little bit more about what Shanti Bhavan truly is, let's explain how the organization utilizes this money. All the proceeds that will be collected by this said Critical Role Foundation will 100% be allocated to the Shanti Bhavan community. That's why they even set a specific number to collect this money in the first place. They set the number as a cumulative goal of $160,000. $150,000 will be for the construction of a new girls' dorm room, and $10,000 will be for their music program. So now, after everything considered, now that you have a better understanding of what this Critical Role Foundation thing is and donating to their joint cause with the Shanti Bhavan School, I hope you all can understand how vital your donation can be. So the next time you sit down and play a game with your family, friends, or significant others, consider how nice it is to have a community. Bringing people together is really what life is all about. And you don't have to sacrifice all of your money to really impact another person's life throughout the world. All it takes is something as simple as logging on and making a one-time $1 donation even. So thank you all very much for your time.